Man, that was woeful. It's been woeful, and we'll have to talk about it here on Locked On UCLA.
You are Locked On UCLA, your daily podcast on the UCLA Bruins. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Man, oh man, how the mighty have fallen. Welcome back to the Locked On UCLA podcast. I'm your host, Zach Anderson-Yoxsimer. Thanks for making this show your first listen each every day. It's free wherever you get your podcast, and it's available on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for your support. Well, we're back, but the Bruins certainly are. They have come to a clunker of an end in the regular season. What was a mighty high, I believe, an 8-1 stretch in the middle of January to the middle of February for UCLA has come to a tumbling, screeching fall and halt, and the Bruins, man, oh man, I don't know if there's any way to say that we're happy that this season was coming to an end. I thought it was a good transition from football into basketball season. Somehow during basketball season, we got the weird embarrassment that was Chip Kelly leaving and the basketball team just crushing themselves after losing at the buzzer to Utah, and now have lost 5 in a row, 14-16 overall, 9-10 in their final Pac-12 conference season. And at best case, if they can beat Arizona State on Saturday in the senior day, they can get a 15-16 regular season record and 10-10. That's if they beat ASU, who was probably wanting to gun for them after they beat them in Tempe. Meanwhile, this Bruins team lost 88-65. Goodness gracious. What a just woeful performance won by the Bruins down the stretch. Mick Cronin, the supporters, because this was supposed to be a stripe out. And I would see any other school, right? Even in a school that had a record like UCLA, that could sell out and get this team some support and give them at least a little juice. Obviously, the vibe's down. Everything's frustrated. But come on, everything from top to bottom has been a little bit off kilter for the Bruins lately. And man, oh man, after not beating USC in front of a sellout packed house, you could just tell this game was not going to be packed after falling short against Washington, way short, give him 90-plus points, losing to Wazoo, where the Bruins seemingly had the Cougars on the ropes after a quick recovery. Then all of a sudden, they just fell back. The Bruins found themselves, and maybe in the first few minutes of this game, tight, and then Arizona just really pulled away, and the Bruins, despite all their best efforts, couldn't get anywhere near 20 points. I don't know what your thoughts are about Richard Jefferson in the comments and anything going on in the broadcast there, but overall, the Bruins have to be embarrassed with how this ended. I know Stefanovic is dealing with a little bit of injury. You know Bona's been playing his heart out. Cronin's literally crushing his skull during games sometimes, trying to find ways to teach these players, sitting on the bench, and then you've got Sebastian Mack, who's a little bit banged up. It just hasn't worked this year for whatever reason with the freshman youngsters, the internationals, the guys who are either transfer, sophomore, junior, redshirt, senior. All those guys just have not worked together in this season. In a year where you're trying to replace a first-round pick that's one of the top 3 finalists for NBA Rookie of the Year. Some talented players that left either via graduation, loss of eligibility, or testing their professional waters going pro. This was a team that was replacing a lot. Arizona brought Caleb Love, and they brought more. They brought Johnson. They brought a lot into this season, and you could see the difference in growth and a decline for UCLA on their ends. A game where Arizona shot 52%. The calling card for the Bruins and Mick Cronin has been defense, and you've seen in 2 of the last 3 games, teams have almost put 90 on them, including in Pavilion, which was lifeless. It was embarrassing to see on national TV. I think we should blame ourselves as fans, because regardless of how the team's doing, we should do a lot better when a top 5 team comes into our house. And you look at the rest of the team, Stefanovic put up 20, but yes, 50% shooting, couldn't do that early, even though he got hot late from 3. Andrews did his best, 18 points. Bona scrapped and clawed, but 4 of 13. The Wildcats did much better, clogging up the lanes, defending the 3 from UCLA. And everyone besides Stefanovic shooting the 3 was a combined 1 for 9 from downtown. The Bruins, man, oh man, they just cannot hit the glass in this game. Arizona was plus 12, got more rebounds, hit their shots. The Bruins weren't passing it around. 7 assists on 23 made field goals. So seemingly a lot of ISO ball. The Bruins couldn't hit their shot. It was just disastrous all the way around. And it's kind of been that way as the seasons progressed. Something really broke the camel's back. The Bruins really lost their heart and soul after it was the elbow to the chin, to the neck area of Brendan Carlson, and the Bruins losing at the buzzer after a Carlson tip-in, and everything's come crumbling down. You had the week off to sit, digest on it. Cronin says it's the worst week of practice ever. You lose to USC. They look ugly. Then you have your worst defensive performance, arguably, against Washington on the road. You crumble against Wazoo late. Another ejection in that game. And then you got this game where basically a no-show. And what sucks is UCLA actually gave Arizona their best shot a couple months ago, a month and a half ago, right, against Arizona in the McHale Center, which was rocking. The Bruins went up 19 in the first half, 15, 16, 17 points in the second half. That was their best shot. So you had an angry Arizona team with a chance to clinch the Pac-12 on UCLA's home court. It was just frustrating. Now, where do the Bruins go from here? There's going to be a whole offseason dissecting. Even the McCronin to Louisville rumors, right? Whether they're going real or not, right? There's he just wants to leave. UCLA needs more NIL. They're going to hit the portal hard. Maybe this team just needs to come back, grow as a unit, whatever it may be. Maybe they just completely scrap international recruiting altogether because the last two classes have not yielded so much immediate impact, or you're going to see a lot of growth next year. That is all just cycling, circulating in the brain of Mick Cronin right now, where he's wondering, well, what can I do to fix this team? He was even sitting on the bench, the coach who can fling his jacket, bring the energy, bring the pizzazz, the frustration that some people don't believe work in today's coaching era, today's era in society of screaming at the guys and getting them riled. Even he was a little lifeless, questionable. You know, I was positive pumping this team a long time, and then the big decline, 5 in a row, frustrating. They've shown heart and soul, but this was really one of those games, like, you don't want to say they gave up, but that is where the heartbeat is just coming to a close for this season very, very quickly. Now, they do have a week to literally jumpstart and miraculously turn things around, where they'll have to win 3-4 games in a row in Vegas to make a miraculous NCAA tournament bid against all odds and put themselves in a similar terrible situation to try and make an NCAA tournament and go on a run there. But that's way a far cry. This is a team that needs to develop their best players in the next year. Hope maybe Bona comes back to continue having that big presence at center. But hey, he already chose to forego the draft because he hurt his shoulder a year ago. Does staying or leaving help him out? And all you could hear at the end of that broadcast, whether you loved it or hated it, was no NIL budget. So what's going to keep these guys from staying or hitting the portal or getting Cronin to go hit the portal and bring those top-notch transfers over, whether he goes and finds a mid-major, goes and finds someone in the Mountain West from like a San Diego State, right? And brings him to UCLA or brings someone across town. I think Stefanovic was doing an admirable job. But the Bruins need a superstar to come over and help liven things up, right? I know they've got Freeney. They even got Horry's kid, but he's Robert Horry, right? Horry's kid, and he's a walk-on. They got to go get somebody. This big class has not hit this year. Was it one you have to wait? How many of these guys are Mick Cronin going to just kick them off the team unofficially, right? Just kind of say, go find another home. It's not UCLA. You're not Big Ten bound. Those are the questions that are beginning. Now, the season's not over. You still got minimum 2 games left. And this is a team where if UCLA figures it out, plays away from everywhere else, no road games, no home games, just a semi-lifeless, neutral environment for most of the games of the Pac-12 tournament, unless you play Arizona, then you could probably find the Bruins on their way to cruising and maybe sneak in a couple of wins and get hot. But it starts with the Arizona State game. And then maybe some fine performances to make us proud of this team, hopefully, by the time the Pac-12 tournament comes around. Yeah, I don't know, man. That was brutal. That was, man, all the growth, the lack thereof. It's just frustrating to see how the season ended with, man, it was just frustrating just to see how that goes. So we'll talk about it. We'll get more in depth about it with Locked On UCLA, but the frustration, man, coming out. Losing like that at home, lifeless all around. The air has come out of the balloon, and the Bruins got punched in the mouth. Passion, drive, and patience. What brings home the winning trophy is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has got everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. From superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors, they've got you covered. Because with over 120 million plus parts for your number one ride or die, you'll find exactly what you're looking for. With eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time, or your money back, because eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. All the parts you need, the prices you want, turn your car into that MVP, because keep your ride or day alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. Let's take a moment to tell you about Amazon Fire TV, because Fire TV is your destination for sports, live games, highlights, in-depth analysis. Fire TV offers viewing experiences, amazing viewing experiences with smart TVs, as well with the Fire TV stick. You can plug into your TV, existing TV, provide access to millions of movies, TV episodes, as well as free and live TV. And if you're looking for opening weekend, baseball's around the corner. It's getting mad. We're in March. College basketball tournament. There's no time to waste to get your Fire TV. They've recently created Fire TV channels to deliver a constant supply of the latest videos from your favorite sports brands, all for free. This includes all of us at Locked On and most of the big pro leagues, college conferences as well. Fire TV channels let you dive into all the games, analysis, and more. March Madness, NBA, Locked On. Check it out. All you got to do is go to amazon.com/LockedOnFireTV to learn more. Again, that's amazon.com/LockedOnFireTV to learn more. All right, wrapping things up here with Locked On UCLA. Zach Anderson-Yoxsimer with you guys. Man, we're going to get right back to it, talking more football, basketball, women's hoops, because good Lord, we know that's the team that's going to have us possibly with the championship opportunity in this spring. Some rough ends and beginnings to some other sports. So we'll talk about everything here on Locked On UCLA. We'll get back in that flow of things. We'll update you on what's been going on in my life as well. Meantime, hands up, Bruins fans. 8 clap time, baby. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. UCLA. UCLA, fight, fight, fight. This has been Locked On UCLA. Zach signing off. Go Bruins.